Disease and illnesses are on the rise. The statistics are crazy high. Are you part of one of these stats? Take a listen to this podcast to see if you fall into one of these categories and what you can do to not continue to be a statistic. Welcome to my podcast, giving you a fresh start after trauma. I'm Regina Sanchez, your host, and I'm so glad you're here. Starting over after trauma can be a blend of real pain and some hope, sadness and then some joy. It's a mixture of moments of faith and then moments of fear. There will be times when you'd rather not remember, but then times of excitement. You may fail along the way, but if you keep moving forward, your discouragement will turn to peace. Some days you may feel like giving up, and other days you're running in your race to victory. That, my friend, is a journey of having a fresh start after trauma. And if you are in any of these places and need some encouragement, you have stopped at the right place. Let's journey together to giving you a fresh start after trauma. Join me now to be revived, rejuvenated, and restored to a place of living free from your past emotional pain. Hi friends, Regina Sanchez here, your spiritual life and health coach, believing in you. I'm so excited that you're here, and I'm ready to get started on this topic where I want to discuss with you, are you part of these disease statistics? Well, do you ever ask yourself why sickness or diseases are on the rise? Or do you even know that they are? And all the illnesses and diseases around us has just become part of your life. We've been so trained to believe that as we age, we will get sick. Well, that is such a lie that has been laid upon us. People don't seem to believe that when it's time to go, we can just shut our eyes and depart from this earth and go into eternity. What we tend to believe is that when we pass away, it needs to be from a sickness. I actually had people say that to me. Well, how else will we die if we don't get sick? Oh my gosh, how sad to believe that. I had a conversation the other day with a few of my quilting friends when I was at a sew-in, and they were talking about sicknesses of their parents and so on. And one particular woman said how, their doctor or her doctor wants her to divulge her parents' sicknesses. And I said, I won't do that because I don't want a doctor to put those sicknesses upon me. She responded, well, don't you want to keep checking to be sure you don't get those diseases? No. I said, no. I said, you see, I don't want to keep checking to be sure I don't have those diseases. There aren't genes that give us disease. Yeah, there's a few gene mutations on some cancers, but in that regard, there's something called epigenetics, meaning you can alter that. So it's our lifestyle, it's our environmental issues that cause disease. Now, there's nothing wrong with periodic blood work, but to have in the forefront of your mind to be looking for those diseases, I just won't do it. Ever hear of the saying, what you think upon, so shall it be? If we keep thinking about these illnesses, can we aid in bringing it upon our bodies? That's just a thought. For me, I focus on the front end of not getting sick to begin with. My attention is on what I eat, and I want to be sure it's clean food, and what I put on my body, and I want to be sure it's not full of toxic chemicals. And I work at getting restful, sleep every night, restorative sleep. And I try to keep active. Exercise could use a little more attention. I'm not going to deny that. And I do my best to keep my home free of toxins, although that can be a little hard because everything we bring in, our furniture, our carpets, our paint and everything, is full of chemicals. But at least I won't clean with chemicals. The bottom line for me is I want to focus on not getting sick, period. And I invest at that end as opposed to getting sick and then having to deal with trying to get well. So let me ask you this question. Do you fall into any of these statistics? Okay, so these are diseases or disorders on the increase since 1990. So what are we looking at? 35 years. ADHD is a 819% increase. Alzheimer's is 299% increase. Autism spectrum disorders is 2,094% increase. Bipolar disorder in youth, 10,833% increase. Celiac disease, 1,111% increase. Chronic fatigue syndrome, 11,027% increase. Depression, 280% increase. Diabetes, 305% increase. Fibromyalgia, 7,272% increase. Hypothyroidism, 702% increase. Lupus, 787% increase. Osteoarthritis, 449% increase. Sleep apnea, 430% increase. Asthma, 412% increase. Autoimmune disorders, 1,600% increase. Food allergies in children, 377% increase. And non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Fatty liver disease not caused from alcohol is 530% increase. These increases of diseases or disorders is highly concerning. And if we as a nation are supposed to have all these high-tech medicines, why the increases? One thing we need to understand is if we have a heart issue, it's not because we're deficient in statins. Or if we have cancer, it's not because your body is deficient in chemotherapy. When our bodies are deficient in proper minerals and nutrients, and our lifestyle brings harm to our body, the consequence can be one of those stats. Now, I understand there can be many factors that cause us to be sick, such as the chemtrails being sprayed in our sky, or the pesticides sprayed on our lawns or farms, or living in high stress. But do what you can to lessen those toxins in your life. Stress you can do something with. Chemtrails, that's a political legal battle right now. Pesticides sprayed on our lawns, yeah, you could stop that if you're doing it. On our farms, buy organic. But do what you can to lessen those issues in your life. And my heart and my desire is to help you get there. And that's why I created my study guide, Your Journey to Wholeness. And it's 99% ready to be out there. I just need to do one last review, and then it will be uploaded to my website. So consider, friends, taking a look at your lifestyle and see if there are changes that can be made to bring you to that place of health and well-being. And my study guide will help you get there. So don't wait until you become a statistic. Get it on the front end. And I'm here to help. So friends, thank you for listening to this short podcast. I just wanted to get your brains kind of thinking a little bit. See if you fall into any of those statistics and get yourself out of it. You can do it. You can reverse these diseases. And if you need help, I'm here to help you. And if you know someone that could be helped by this podcast, please share it. And then, of course, as always, please give it a like if you found that my information that I'm sharing with you has been beneficial. Be blessed, friends. Be encouraged. Know that you are loved Know that the Father in heaven loves you, and I love you as well. Thanks for listening. God bless. Thank you, my friends, for taking the time to listen to my podcast. I hope you found it uplifting and encouraging, and that it guides you to having peace, love, joy, and health in your life. If you would like more information on my coaching programs, then go to my website, reginasanchez.com, where you can see the services I offer to give you a fresh start after trauma. You can also find my book, Can I Have Your Heart, Daddy, on Amazon. It is my personal journey back to the heart of my Heavenly Father. Be blessed, be encouraged, and know that you are loved.